G'day guys, Potter again. This week in the studio I'm joined by Mick Griffin and we're going to go into a bit of detail about what's involved in organising a gig from an event organiser's perspective. So welcome to the studio, Mick.
Thanks for having me.
So I guess we'll start off with how did you get involved in organising events and gigs? And
I purely got into it, I suppose, by accident. I'd been on the fringes doing gig reviews and taking photographs, and just happened to come across, I had a friend in Melbourne, a guy called Trevor Young, who used to play with Lobby Lloyd and the Coloured Balls.
Yep.
Had a new band, he wanted gigs, and he said, what are the chances of getting me a gig in Central Victoria? And I just ran with it. I asked a few guys who've been around the traps for a while. Colin Thompson, of course, big help as far as filling my head full of everything without scaring me off. He's a great support, that guy. So, yeah, I just took a leap of faith, and from there I got the bug. So, yeah, it was just a matter of I've always had a good relationship with the Newmarket Hotel as a punter and a music supporter. So they made the transition into promoting gigs so easy.
Yep.
And from then on, other venues caught on. And, I was booking gigs for the Eastern Station Hotel when they were a rock venue.
Yep.
Until recently, booking gigs for the Macedon Railway Hotel. So a little way out of town. Done a few things at the old Hepburn Hotel.
Yep.
And also a couple of gigs, what is it called now? But yeah, there was another little venue in Ballarat that I booked a couple of folky sort of gigs in.
Yep.
That wasn't a long-term venture though. Yep.
So for people sort of starting out, would your best piece of advice just sort of immerse yourself in the local music community?
Well, you have to. Unless you've got a network of acts or know people, of course, you're just going to be, flying blind. You've got to have that relationship, and people have got to trust you or know you before they're going to say, this is somebody worth doing business with.
Yeah. So when you're sort of looking for a venue to host your gig, where do you start there?
Where to start? Look, I've been lucky in a lot of the times that because I'm such a rabid music fan, I've already had that relationship, so that set me off to in good stead.
Yeah.
I have booked gigs in cold calls.
Yep.
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of the time it's just a matter of knowing your act, having a good press kit, getting it out there.
Yep.
YouTube videos are a preference over professional videos.
Yep.
Because venue owners want to see what they're like. If they've got a live video and they see an empty dance floor and an average band, they're
not interested.
It's dead.
And I'm sure most people out there realise at times bands can be sort of a bit iffy about gigs they play, and even venue owners sometimes, when you're trying to secure a gig, what would be your advice in dealing with bands, venue owners?
Have a flexible attitude, definitely.
Yep.
I've been pretty lucky with the bands that a lot of the guys have been friends before I've started doing it. I've met a lot of bands come on board. I think in 2 years I've been booking gigs, I've been lucky. I've only ever had issues with 2 acts.
Yep.
And that's a pretty good innings when you think, I'm probably booking 50 shows a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with the venues. I've had a couple of issues with venues, but not really from their point of view. They've got restrictions. I know at the Eastern Station we had a hell of a time. Didn't matter what we did, there were still complaints about noise.
Yeah.
That's a given at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah. But as a whole, look, most of the venues are very supportive, but I would say if anyone's looking at getting into promoting gigs to make money, forget it.
Yeah.
Everything goes to the bands, unfortunately.
And so once you've sort of got your acts and you've got your venue, what do you think the best way about promoting your gig is?
Promoting, well, look, social media I use a lot, but unfortunately I think social media is starting to lose its edge because there's a flood of information out there. I like to rely on live videos if I'm going to be using social media so people can get a taste of the band.
Yeah, absolutely.
flyers still an absolute must, although, again, another frustration is there's very few avenues that you're allowed to put them out there. I'm lucky that I'm involved with community radio, so that's a good platform as far as interviews and so on, and there is a support with other community radio stations that we can get airplay for the acts and interviews and so on, and I think, community radio really is a boon.
Yep. Very good. Well, that's about it for us this week on MuzoBiz. So thanks for coming in, Mick.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
And we'll catch you next time on MuzoBiz.